Welcome back to Dinar Info News, your number one source for updates, insights, and analysis on the Iraqi dinar, the global currency revaluation movement, and all the financial whispers that have got the dinar community talking. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. And to all our returning viewers, thank you for staying with us through this journey. Now, let's dive into today's explosive headline. Chase Bank now accepting 25,000 IQD notes. Is this a major clue for the Dinar RV? The dinar community has been buzzing lately and, for good reason. Reports are surfacing, quietly but steadily, that Chase Bank, one of the largest financial institutions in the United States, has begun accepting 25,000 IQD notes for exchange or deposit, depending on account status and branch policies. This isn't just speculation or rumors circulating in forums anymore. We're talking about real individuals walking into Chase locations, asking the question, and believe it or not, getting affirmative answers. Not every branch, not every teller, and not every manager, mind you, but enough to send ripples across the dinar landscape. So, let's get into the nuts and bolts. The 25,000 Iraqi dinar note has long been the focus of speculation in dinar investment circles. It's the highest circulating note in Iraq and has often been symbolic of the revaluation dreams many hold on to. For over a decade, dinar holders have waited, watched, and hoped for the moment when major U.S. banks would resume accepting dinar, especially the 25,000 note. Why? Because many saw it as the first tangible clue that a revaluation of the Iraqi currency might be near. Now, before we let speculation run wild, let's unpack this piece by piece. Chase Bank has previously shied away from foreign currencies like the IQD due to its low international liquidity, political instability in Iraq, and the lack of clear convertibility standards. In many cases, tellers and bank managers have flat out told dinar holders, "We don't accept this currency," which led to frustration and skepticism. But fast forward to the past several weeks, and the tone is shifting. Some customers, particularly those with high balance accounts or long-standing relationships with Chase, have reported being told that the bank is now accepting 25,000 dinar notes, often with the caveat that the funds would be held for verification or sent off to a central processing unit for evaluation. What's more, Chase isn't exactly advertising this development. There's no press release, no official policy announcement on their website, and certainly no headlines in mainstream media. This, in and of itself, is significant. If the bank is quietly shifting its policy on the dinar, what does that tell us? One possibility is that the move is in anticipation of a formal policy change or global shift, perhaps even a revaluation event. Another possibility is that the bank is simply responding to increased demand, particularly from certain clientele, and offering services to maintain customer satisfaction. Still, even in the latter case, this could be seen as a trial balloon, small rollout to gauge public interest or test logistics ahead of something bigger. Let's talk mechanics. When someone walks into a Chase branch and tries to exchange IQD, especially a 25,000 note, the teller will often contact the back office, verify whether the transaction is supported, and in many cases, ask the customer to either deposit the notes directly into their account or wait for processing time. The exchange rate applied varies, but we've heard reports of rates hovering around the official Central Bank of Iraq's CBI rate, which remains in the ballpark of 1,310 IQD per USD. That means that 25,000 IQD would convert to somewhere around $19.08 at that official rate. Not exactly life-changing yet, but the fact that it can even be converted at all through a major U.S. bank, that's a massive development. Historically, only a handful of banks and currency exchangers have been willing to touch the IQD due to its volatility and lack of international recognition. The fact that Chase Bank, which is under the umbrella of JPMorgan Chase & Co., one of the most influential financial institutions in the world, is now stepping into the game, that raises serious questions. Has JPMorgan received signals from government agencies? Are they preparing for Iraq's full re-entry into the international monetary system? Could this be the first quiet wave of policy adjustments preceding a formal announcement of Iraq's dinar going fully international? Let's bring in some broader context. Iraq has been aggressively reforming its financial system over the past few years, from adopting modern banking technologies, moving toward electronic payments, and aligning its monetary policy with international standards. Iraq has signaled its intent to normalize its currency operations. The Central Bank of Iraq has also made statements hinting at the potential for redenomination or digital currency strategies especially as oil revenues stabilize and the country rebuilds economically. But further, global financial institutions, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and the World Bank have praised Iraq's efforts towards stabilization. Could it be that institutions like Chase are getting ahead of the curve, preparing for a time when the dinar is not only tradable but possibly valued at a higher rate? One more thing to keep in mind. Over the years, we've seen patterns like this emerge ahead of other major financial events. For example, in the past, Banks have quietly tested foreign currency procedures or digital asset policies before any official public rollout. It allows them to iron out operational issues without drawing media attention. Could this be happening with the Iraqi Dinar now? Let's play devil's advocate for a moment. Is it possible this is all just internal bank miscommunication? Absolutely. Sometimes individual branches operate with autonomy or inconsistently apply corporate policy. One branch might accept a currency based on manager discretion, while another might refuse. That could explain the scattershot nature of the reports. But the fact that multiple customers across multiple states have reported similar experiences with Chase adds weight too. The idea that something has shifted at a higher level. This isn't just a one-off anomaly. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Some users online have begun reporting that when they asked bank employees directly whether this acceptance of IQD signals an upcoming revaluation, the responses were cautious but curious. Some staff members have allegedly replied with things like "we can't say," or "you'll want to watch the news," or simply smiled and said, "There's been a lot of interest lately." That type of ambiguity only fuels the speculation. But let's remember, this is Dinar Info News. Our job is not just to hype you up, we're here to inform you. So we must ask, even if Chase is accepting IQD now, does this guarantee a revaluation is imminent? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Currency exchange availability is not the same as a global currency reset or revaluation. Banks may offer exchange options for foreign currency without necessarily implying a rate shift is coming, and while Chase's move is certainly noteworthy, it does not, on its own, confirm that an RV is around the corner. That said, in the context of all the other data points we're seeing from Iraq's economic reforms, to the quiet movements among other Tier 1 banks, to the growing international alignment between the CBI and IMF policies, it certainly looks like something is brewing. There's an old saying in finance, follow the money. And right now, the money is pointing toward increased interest in Iraq and its currency. And with major players like JP Morgan dipping a toe back into the IQD waters, you have to ask yourself, what do they know that we don't? For Dinar holders, this could be a pivotal moment. We are not saying you should run to the bank with all your notes tomorrow, but you might consider calling your local Chase branch and inquiring politely, of course, about their policy on IQD exchange. Ask for a foreign currency manager or wealth advisor and get the info directly from the source. Document your experience. Share it with the community. The more data points we have, the clearer the picture becomes. And if you do get confirmation that your branch is accepting IQDS, especially 25,000 notes, please let us know in the comments below. We're building a map of confirmed locations and hope to share that with our subscribers in a future episode. This isn't just about speculation anymore, it's about documentation. The more proof we gather, the stronger the case we can build. To wrap it all up, Chase Bank's reported acceptance of 25,000 IQD notes is a potential game changer, but one that should be approached with cautious optimism. It might be a signal of things to come. It might be a sign that the banking world is slowly preparing for something larger. Or it might just be a limited internal policy change to serve a specific client base. Either way, for Dinar holders who have waited patiently and in many cases, for years, this news should light a spark of hope. Stay grounded, stay informed, and above all, stay ready. That's it for today's episode of Dinar Info News. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates just like this. If you found today's information valuable, share this video with others in the community. Let's get the conversation going. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you'll know the moment we drop our next bombshell update. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your ears to the ground, and your diners safe.